doing? It's your girl Miss D here. I am coming back to you in regards to this news, an appeal that was done. I want to go over this appeal. It's in regard to a gentleman who, in the appeal, they named him as what is that? JCS, and he goes by a fictitious name of Jack. So I'm gonna go over this information with you guys. Jack was enslaved. Apparently, he worked for a restaurant, and the restaurant that he was working for, after so many years, between 2009 and I want to say 2014, is when the restaurant switched over to a family member who was in management, and I guess he had Jack working for free. What kind of stuff is that? Let's get up into this. Alrighty, this is what we got. We got published United States Court of Appeal for the Fourth Circuit, United States of America, Plaintiff Appeal. They don't have his name up there, but they do have the defendant, who is Bobby Paul Edwards. He's the defendant. Appeal from the United States District for the District South Carolina at Florence. This was submitted January the 29th, 2021, and it was decided April the 21st of 2021. Let's get off into this, guys. We're gonna stroll on down here. How you guys doing? Hopefully y'all doing pretty good. Everything is well with me. Okay, here we go. For over 5 years, from 2009 to 2014, Bobby Edwards, the manager of J&J Cafeteria in Conway, South Carolina, effectively enslaved JCS, to whom we refer with the fictitious name Jack. Apparently, Bobby decided to, he was forcing Jack to work at the restaurant over 100 hours per week without pay. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Well, it can happen because we do have volunteer workers out there. Salute to you guys that do the volunteer work. After Edwards was reported to the authorities, apparently one of them employees reported it to you. He must have pissed him off or something. After Edward was reported to the authorities, he pleaded guilty to forced labor in violation of the Trafficking Victim Protection Act, which is TVPA. The district court sentenced Edward to 120 months imprisonment and ordered him to pay a restitution of roughly $273,000, representing unpaid minimum wages and overtime compensation commuted under the Fair Labor Standard Act. Okay. While the court did order restitution of the full amount of those wages and overtime compensated, it did not include, as requested by the government, an additional equal amount as liquidated damages, as provided by the FLSA, for when minimum wages and overtime compensation have not been paid as required. The court concludes the liquidation damages under the FLSA were statutory punitive damages that were available only in civil cases. Well, they had to switch that over. The government appealed contending that the district court erred in failing to include liquidated damages in its restitution award. For the reason given herein, we agreed. We therefore vacate the award of restitution and remand for its recalculation. In 1990, when Jack was 12 years old, he started working part-time at J&J Cafeteria as a dishwasher. He has an intellectual disability and an IQ of 70. After a few years of part-time work, Jack dropped out of high school and started working full-time at the restaurant. For the first 19 years of his employment, when the restaurant was owned and managed by different members of Edward's family, Jack was always paid for his labor. That, however, changed in September of 2009. Now, I'm not understanding for the life of me. Somebody need to help me understand this. Why, after it switched over with Jack, why did Jack think for some odd reason that he could do this? I don't understand that. He should have been consistent with the rest of the family, most definitely. After, Bobby should have been consistent with the other family members once it was changed over. I don't understand why he went out to, this is disturbing, very disturbing. After Bobby Edwards took over the management of the restaurant, and people wonder why people always blaming management for something. Yeah, management do get blamed for a lot of stuff, and some of them is kind of wrong, most definitely. Edward moved Jack into an apartment attached to the restaurant and forced him to work more than 100 hours per week without pay. Usually 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. for 6 days. That's a lot of hours. Them hours I used to do. But I was getting paid for it. That was Monday through Saturday. And on Sunday, he worked it from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Not only did Jack work long hours without pay, he was never given a day off. Ooh, I know he was tired. Edwards affected this forced labor by taking advantage of Jack's intellectual disability and keeping Jack isolated from his family. Man. Threatening to have him arrested and verbally abusing him. Boy, I tell you what, when you start threatening folks that you're going to have them arrested, my thing would be, what did Jack do? I don't know. Well, anyway, let's continue. Where am I at? I don't need to get off track. Okay. With his family, threatening to have him arrested and verbally abusing him. His control over Jack also involved physical abuse. Lord, I tell you. Once, when Jack failed to deliver fried chicken to the buffet, as quickly as Edward had demanded. Edward dipped the metal tongs into hot grease and pressed them on Jack's neck. Let's see, Jack should have did. Oh Lord. Well, okay, let's continue. Resulting in a burn that fellow employees had to immediately treat. Wow. Other times when Jack made supposed mistakes, Edward whipped him with his belt, beat him with kitchen pans, and punched him in his fists. Punched him with his fists. This treatment left Jack physically and psychologically scared. Jack later said, "I felt like I was in prison." Well, Jack felt like he was in prison. Apparently, he must have went to prison before if he felt like that. And that's probably why Edward, I'm just saying allegedly. That's what it would seem to me, that when you say, well, it felt like I was in prison. Well, when you feel like you were in prison, I would think that you felt that way because you have been in prison. I don't know. He may not have been. But anyway, he should not have been treated like that. That was just cold-hearted. Boy, I tell you, that was cold-hearted. Most of the time, I felt unsafe, like Bobby could kill me if he wanted to. I wanted to get out of the place so bad, but couldn't think about how I could without being hurt. Yeah, he held him captive, and when you hold somebody captive like that, oh man. Bobby was wrong. Edward's reign of terror, I guess he terrorized him or something over Jack. It ended in October 2014 when a relative of a restaurant employee alerted authorities of Edward's abuse, and the South Carolina Department of Social Service removed Jack from J&J's cafeteria. This is a sad story. Edwards thereafter pleaded guilty to one count of forced labor in violation of the TVPA, and the district court sentenced him to 120 months imprisonment. In addition, the district court ordered Edward to pay restitution to Jack in the amount of $272,952.96. The government had requested an additional equal amount in the form of liquidation damages as provided by the FLSA, but the district court rejected that request, reasoning that FLSA liquidation damages are not statutory punitive damages that are not available as a restitution under the TVPA. From the district court, judgment dated November the 6th, 2019, the government filed the appeal contending that the district court erred in refusing to include liquidation damages in its order. Now, they end up changing that, I know, most definitely. Boy, it's crazy. The TVPA, which was passed to implement the 13th Amendment against slavery or involuntary servitude, providing that a person who obtained forced labor shall be punished by fine or imprisonment up to 20 years or both. Now, my question is, why didn't they just go ahead and give him 20 years instead of giving him 10? Maybe they did that because this may have been his first offense, but I would think they would have gave him 20 years because that's just totally wrong to do someone like that. You're gonna sit up here and have this person working all these hours and not pay him? That's ridiculous. And then I read, I want to say it was either CNN News or Yahoo News, where he put him in this apartment, which the apartment must have been upstairs, because I've seen where there was restaurants where there's apartment building upstairs, and he must have told him you can live there, and may have thought, I don't know what he thought, but this is just my thinking, that it's a possibility, oh, well, since you're going to be living in this apartment right here, I'm not going to pay you. I'm just going to let you stay up here and maybe give you a couple of some money to get you some food or something like that. Well, he probably didn't have to get no food because he was in the restaurant. He probably ate the food from out the restaurant or something like that. Because if you working from that morning to that night, most definitely, yeah, most definitely you're gonna be getting some of that food there. And that's probably wow, that's a strange story. Very strange story. I'm not understanding this. But I just wanted to share this information with you guys. But, strange things happen in this world, strange things. And hopefully he do that straight 10. And they don't let him get out no sooner than 10. So he can get a feel of how it feel to be locked down on something and not getting paid while you doing stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. That is. Let me see a couple of things here. Well, I just wanted to share that story with you guys. I just thought this was a weird story. Man. And it took 5 years. It took 5 years for an employee to say something. 5 years. They could have been nipped that in the bud. Been nipped it in the bud. The minute that he took that tongue and put that grease on that man, oh, I tell you what, you know what? He manipulated that guy's mind, because from 12 years old all the way until up to you an adult, yeah, he manipulated his mind and he put fear in him. He sure did. Yeah, he need to get more time. And you know what? Bobby don't ever need to work in another restaurant at all. Matter of fact, he don't even need to work around people. He need to sit his tail. Once he get out of prison, he need to be in a corner somewhere. Yeah, see if you can make money that way. That's crazy. That is ludicrous. But you know what? They end up refiling that appeal, and he ended up winning to where they had to pay him that double amount, to where he received $500 some $1,000. But you know what? It ain't right. Because that man is going to remember that for the rest of his life. And he's now a free man. And I know he is just so happy to get up out of that mess. It's like, oh my God, how you going to do me like this? But I wanted to share that story with you guys. This gentleman, hey, he can now be with his family and live his life the way he need to live it. And hopefully he do not work back up under that man. If that man get out and he still got that restaurant, hopefully Hopefully Jack don't work for him, because that is crazy. Yeah, it's real crazy. Enslaving someone like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you. You guys have a nice day, and hey, I'll check back in tomorrow.